Hey everybody, it's Ken Compton hanging out on a rainy morning here with Coach William. Coach William, how you doing, sir?
Great, great. A little wet.
Yeah. What we're talking about today is the workshop and specifically some of the sneak peek breakout sessions. Wow, easy for me to say.
Yeah.
We're going to take a sneak peek at one, and I think the first one we're going to take a look at is Coach William, one of my favorites, go direct to the public for business.
Awesome, awesome. That's something we've been trying to concentrate on this year more than ever.
Yes, you have. And you know what happens is, and I say it all the time, the real estate agencies, when you go out to the office, a lot of them aren't home anymore, are they?
That's true. It just continues to be the trend. We see less and less of them in the offices.
I think Keller Williams is going to be the exception, don't you? I think their corporate culture will say that they're going to be team-oriented, and I think they'll be the last holdout.
Yeah, you know, their culture is really team-oriented like that. So they have a lot of events, a lot of team meetings, a lot of training. So I agree with that. A close second would be Remax. I think they're in our area anyway. They've kind of got that same camaraderie, not nearly to the intensity that KW does, but it's there.
I saw in Remax in Atlanta, some offices were that way, some not so much. So it really varies, I think, across the country. But there's a couple of other things that are, I think, weakening the real estate agent's hold on the client when it comes to selecting the home inspector. And that is that, you know, more and more consumers are wanting to work without an agent. Or even if they have an agent, they want to pick their own home inspector. And I think that's a great thing. I said to you years ago, I can't wait till the real estate agents get out of the home inspection business. That's so true. I still feel that way. Because that stupid list they have, you know, the approved vendor list, you know, you got to get on the list. And then once you get on the list, you know, maybe they refer you, maybe they don't. Oh, here's my list. Well, really? What kind of referral is that?
Right.
You know, so then we're competing on price because the client says, well, if Mary's got everybody on the list here, I guess they're all equally as good. So then we're turning on price, and that's wrong because you and I both know that the quality of inspectors varies greatly.
Right.
So how do we cure that? We go direct to the public.
Absolutely.
I think what happens is, William, and this is going to be something I hope everybody listens to because this is a rider downer. When agents no longer control the client for the home inspection, how are you, the home inspector, going to get that business? Okay.
Right, and you know, that's we want to make that happen on our terms, not theirs, because they're not there anymore. So, so you know, going direct to the public, I think, is really the only answer to that, and how well you do that will determine how well you do. So,
right.
Go ahead.
One of the things I really like about going direct to the public is the client selects you. They know you, like you, and trust you. They think you're the expert to prevent them from buying the money pit. So when you want to say, hey, here's the 5-star package, it's our most comprehensive service offering, and these are the things you're going to get and what's in it for you, it's way easier to sell those things, isn't it?
Absolutely. I have never had a real estate agent recommend their client buy into a 5-star package.
Well, go certain home inspections and, oh, by the way, get that 5-star package.
Yeah. not going to happen. So I'm just like you. I think the buyers become more and more savvy all the time. I've had it happen more in the last couple of years than ever before that, you know, we chose you because you weren't on the list. So I think that says a lot right there about how it's turning. You know, just consumers are smarter than they used to be. Now, it's still true that, you know, the mass majority of what we get comes from the agents. But then your online presence is just as important because they're going to look at everybody on that list. So you have to be able to set yourself apart. But I teach it all the time in our CE classes to real estate agents about, you know, these vendor lists. And I'm proud to be on one. Of course, I want to be there, and I'll pay to play and play the game. But you know, in the class, I get pretty hardcore about the fact that there are just simply no requirements by these agencies. You pay, you play. There's nothing that says you have to be in business X amount of time or have any kind of expertise, or because I see it all the time in my area. We have brand new inspectors come on. I know they're fresh out of the gate, and they just pay, and so they're on the list. And now, like you just said a minute ago, when that list gets handed out by that agent, we're a commodity because we're all good enough to be on that list. We're good enough for the consumer. So then it's a real squabble over price, and I think we all struggle with that.
I mean, you know, just how much you can pay for. That's the home inspector.
That's right.
That's crazy. One of the things, you made a really good point, and I think people miss this a lot. Traffic or visitors to your online properties, so traffic comes from a couple places. It comes from search. Someone will type in keyword phrases, Atlanta home inspector or Louisville home inspector, and what happens is the search results come up with all kinds. But here's where a lot of your traffic comes from, or visitors come from to your online properties. The real estate agent gives out that list. Okay, 78% of consumers hire with millennials will actually immediately go to Google and search your company name. And if you don't have a plethora of information there that comes up that allows the home buyer to convince themselves that you're the right person to protect them from buying a money pit, they don't select you. Now, in Coach Williams' case, and we've handled Coach Williams' online marketing for a long time, now they've gotten a lot more involved in it this year than they have in the past because they really want to get more and more inspections from the internet. But the fact of the matter is, he owns the first 10 pages of Google for certainty home inspections with no geomodifier. And what I mean by geomodifier is Louisville or Southern Indiana. And so when consumers see that, they're like, wow, they'll see Facebook posts, they'll see his website, they'll see Google My Business, they'll see reviews, they'll see all kinds of third-party properties with information about certainty home inspections. And that's what you need, a preponderance of evidence that you're the best out there so consumers can convince themselves. And I'll tell you, millennials were the one, I think they were birthed with a phone to their ear, don't you, Wade?
Yeah, we were talking on one of the videos we were doing yesterday about how the millennials are, the most advanced technologically generation that's ever been, and so yeah, I mean, you've got to be where they are. They are the majority of our buying sector right now, so you've got to be able to relate to them, and doing that online through video. When we're talking about having a plethora of information out there, I think video is just, and I'm sure we'll touch on that here some more later, but video is just so important, especially with millennials. A lot of people would rather watch the short little video than read the paragraph, and I think the more that you have yourself set up that way visually, as the expert, not just you out there trying to sell yourself, but great testimonials, endorsements. The videos that Done For You Services does for us is just, I think those are just so professional. It speaks volumes. When people land on your page and they see professionalism there, especially in video, that they're not finding on any of your competitors' sites, you've won.
And there's some key components. I've been writing some blog posts for a website about it. There's some key components. Obviously, a website that converts visitors into paying customers, and that's super important. And I know, Coach William, a lot of times people will want to have a flashy website, and they do this, that, and the other, and they make it super cool, and they have all these links and all that, but that's kind of counterproductive, isn't it?
Yeah, you and I have gone around and around about that with our site early on, and still today, some of my office staff, they don't really care for our website, and they'll let me know that, I'll compare that to, Joe Blow's website, looking at our competitors, and when I go look at those sites, I see that. I see all the bells and whistles, and every opportunity in the world to click somewhere and leave the competitor's website, and so I try to get it through to my staff, and they understand. I'm like, I don't care what this thing looks. I don't care if it looks like something needs to be thrown in a trash can. If when people land there, they hit the Schedule Now button, we're staying with that thing, because that's I don't who cares about all the information you got on there? Those people want to know one thing: why in the heck should I choose you over everybody else? And as long as that content's there to convince them, you got a big fat Schedule Now button there that they can use. That's what it's all about.
And that happens for you.
Absolutely. I mean, our website, or not our website, but just our online presence and our online scheduling through the ISN, is a constant. There's no greater sound than to be kicking back, eating dinner, and hear ding, and you have somebody scheduled online. So we get quite a bit, real estate agents and consumers.
It's a great thing. Your website, one of the things that happens is it can't be a brochure, an online brochure. It has to be what's in it for the consumer, and you have about 3 to 5 seconds for the consumer to decide to read on. And that's why we use powerful headlines and other things. We enter into the conversation that the consumer's already having. Why should I select certainty home inspections for my home inspection? That's what they want to know. So why not address that right up front? But when the website's all about you and the consumer can't understand what's in it for them quickly, they back browser you and you lose. So you just can't let that happen to you. So a great website is one of the backbones that carries the weight for you. I think Coach William too is one of the other ones is the new yellow pages, which I think is going away, and that's Google My Business. It used to be called Google Maps. You had to push pins and all that. And I know that Google has been testing in many markets across the country. They went from 7 to 3 slots, and now they're putting paid ads in those. So if you'll want that prime real estate in a very near future, you're going to have to pay for it through AdWords. So, you know, that's good. I like it because it shows the reviews and it shows your website. It shows any offers, pictures of your staff and other things. So it's a great piece of real estate, but I think it's going to be a thing of the past, like the old dinosaur. Right. So with that said, how about video? I know we're going to talk about it a little bit later in another video, but in video, I think it's the home inspector's secret weapon. And look at YouTube and how powerful that is. Right.
Well, you know, and I've told you several times, and you know, Google's so weird now with their you know, SEO and what works and what doesn't work. I think we're all kind of confused and scratching our heads. But you know, I love it when I punch in. I'll go incognito and just punch in to see how it's going, and our videos show up. You know, and sometimes it's savvy videos. So you know, so it just makes you look really, really professional. I think, again, even if your website doesn't pop up there, the videos do. If they watch the video and you're doing those correctly, it convinces them to click on through and get to your website. So again, I think that's so much more important now than ever with the millennials and, you know, the way that they shop. So again, I think you're exactly right. Video is, I don't know about the secret weapon, but it's definitely the #1 weapon that we have out there right now.
It's one to take advantage of.
Absolutely.
That's why I call it the secret weapon. And if you're a millennial, please know Coach William and I are not pulling your string. We're just talking about the way that you guys shop and the way you guys purchase, and the information that you want to see to make a business decision is way different than us old geezer baby boomers. So please don't pull your string. We're just talking about the differences and how our clients can appeal to millennials so that they get a great home inspection.
Yeah, we're just running to keep up with you.
We wish we had your energy. So all the other things, Coach William, and I think this is a one that many home inspectors miss too, and going direct to the public, and that is directory listings, either home inspection directory listings or non-home inspection directory listings like Yelp, Merchant Circle, Angie's List, Judy's List, whatever it happens to be, Foursquare. A lot of those happen. And when we do done-for-you services, when we say done-for-you services, what we really mean is we handle the home inspector's online marketing for them. So they've outsourced that to the savvy inspector, and we do all that. But we have 50 websites that we make sure, and we do it on a lot more, that our clients get on, because those websites have 220 million visitors a month. Certainly not all for home inspector, not all in your area, but those things are highly visited, those 50, every month. And people are looking for vendors, okay, whether it's a home inspector or a carpenter or a plumber. And I think what happens is too many home inspectors never put themselves on those directory listings.
Right, and we could do better at that ourselves. But yeah, I think that you know, the more of those directory listings you're on, that's the more. And I assume this is correct from talking to you. The more backlinks and you know, more powerful it is for Google for you to show up in your search. So I think everybody needs to do that. I've been working on it some to your suggestions for us to go out to some of the home inspection forums and start, you know, just leaving data there and leaving our backlinks even to help build that as well. So so we could do much better on that. I'm not in that many of those directory listings myself. I'm a little guilty of that too.
Yeah, because you're online marketing, you're in every one of them. It's important. But you know, one of the things, William, and I think this is everybody's guilty of this, even maybe you to a slight degree, is we miss one big opportunity. We're not making enough offers on these directories and other places, because the great marketer Dan Kennedy, I heard him say years and years ago, no offer, no sale. Okay, and when you look at your own local newspaper, look at the ads in the newspaper. They're a little ad, little banner ad, and it's about their company, and that's all cool because now you know they're in the community. But what incentive do you have to come in and shop with them or buy from them? They don't make you an offer. Okay, right. So the thing I think that home inspectors are missing is making offers on the internet. All right, so I bet you that the 4th of July, the car dealers have a big sale going with an offer, don't they? And Labor Day, Memorial Day, and Thanksgiving, and you know, Black Friday, and every one of these opportunities retailers take advantage of, and they have big specials. You hear about them in a variety of media. Why don't home inspectors do that?
Right. Well, and again, we're, because we come into this from the technical side of being home inspectors, not marketers. So it's something I think that most of us, you're an exception to the rule. There's a few of them out there that are exceptions to the rule, but most of us come into this from, backwards. We come into this from being a home inspector first, and then realize, oh, hey, maybe we need to do a little marketing to stay busy. And so we have that turn at some point where the light bulb comes on. But yeah, I think it's just because it's not, it's not our expertise. Inspections is our expertise, and marketing is not. So I think that's why the Savvy Inspector is so successful, because we need that so bad. So, but I agree. No offer, no sell. I talk to inspectors all the time, and when you say offer to me, I immediately coupon kicks into my mind, because we use those so much, and I have so many Savvy members that just want to, the way I would do coupons. And so, but it doesn't have to be coupons. It could be anything. You're talking about these specials. Kayla, our marketing director, she is great about whatever the silly thing is for the month. Like the last month, it was, I don't know. She finds these crates. Today is whatever day. You can go out there and find these things. So she'll blow Facebook up on social media with funny little ads about whatever special we got because of this whatever silly day it is. And we get a lot of feedback, a lot of hits on that. So what I've done with that, for people that hate coupons, we've made it where you have to have, the home inspection, termite, so you have to have 3 services in order to cash in on that coupon. So you're not just handing out $25 off every home inspection that you do. You're actually getting more services out of it, and that's worked out tremendous for us. Again, what's in it for them? What's in it for them has to be out there, and the coupons, to me, I've always said, first we struggle to get on that list with the agents, and then we got to figure out how to get ourselves off there, differentiate ourselves from those that are on there. So an offer is the way to do that. And you said it, no offer, no sell. So today's special or this month's special is whatever. Give us a call now, and the chances are you're going to get the first one. You're going to be the first one to get that call, because nobody else has got that separate little. Here's the list. Here's the coupon from this company. So I think that helps us out tremendously.
And as we get more sophisticated with the internet, and not us, but as the internet gets more sophisticated, I can see that the real estate agent gives your name, or they get your name from wherever. They come to your website. Your information on your website convinces them, because see, you're really not in the convincing business. You're in the information providing business online. You provide quality information. They'll convince themselves that you are right to prevent them from buying the money pit. And oh, by the way, while they're reading that very small amount of information that it takes to convince them, because we know there's only 9 elements they need to understand to select you, then by the way, we have a pop-up that comes up and says, here's our special. Go ahead and book now. But that's the ultimate offer, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then what happens is, how about if we retarget them if they leave without purchasing?
Yeah, sweet.
So there's so many online tools that we can use today. And Coach William, one of the things that we do in testing websites, we have a heat map. We install a heat map software so we can watch the exact patterns that people go through when they read your website. Do they go just left to right? How do they go? Are there certain elements on your website they automatically go to and skip others? So there's a huge science to this. And so what happens is it allows us to keep our websites in a position to where people are doing the one thing we want them to do, and that's book that blame home inspection.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I think that social media is another big time a way to get home inspections from the internet. And how many times have people private Facebook messaged you and said, I need a home inspection?
Yeah, happens more and more all the time. Or when we're asking the question, how did you find our services? Facebook. So we've been, you know very well that we've been working that a lot harder this year, trying to be tactful about the way we're doing that in video, with some of the features that Facebook has now to catch people's attention, and it's hard to track. But I think I really, really feel strongly that it is helping us, just because of the feedback I'm getting from the clients who are making that comment now. How did you find me? Well, so and so recommended you, and I seen your information on Facebook. So, and really, I guess Facebook is the only one that we're targeting that hard. I'm sure maybe some of the other Instagram places like that we could do better with. But we get this down, then we'll move on to the next the next realm. But yeah, I think that you need to be spending the time on Facebook, social media. Again, it's going direct to the public, and if you can get your information out there, I think with Facebook, you have to be tactful. You can't be in your face sales all the time. It has to be informative, and then you have to be sharing good information.
We have you because marketing. We have you on all the other sites: LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, the whole thing. But you guys are taking a big interest in that. Instagram is one that you really have to do yourself as a home inspector. It's a great thing. Good backlinks. You can build a local audience there, but the photographs come off your phone, and there's no API code for us to interact with Instagram as we speak. Things change on a regular basis, so as soon as it becomes available, we'll certainly have it. So I think your website is killer. That's a #1 thing, because you're going to have to drive traffic or visitors to it from a variety of places, including directory listings. Google My Business while it lasts. It's a great thing. Don't hold your breath, folks. That thing's going away. It's being replaced with paid advertising. That's how Google makes their money. They understand about how valuable that first page is. And you saw Coach Weedman, they used to have the paid ads at the top, and there was a big bright yellow background, and it said ads or promotions, and you knew it, and they had them to run down the right side. So even if you were in the right-hand column, you still had some first page or first fold exposure. Okay, so what they did is they took them off the right-hand side and put them down on the bottom. So now if you want to move from the bottom where nobody's going up to the top 3 or 4, then you're going to have to pay more. And the other thing that happens is the background behind it has basically disappeared. It's almost the same color as the organic search. What they're trying to do is not let consumers really differentiate between what's paid and what's organic. So once they get used to just clicking the paid links, then guess what happens is that organic will be a thing of the past. So you know, that is going away. So we have to continue to do everything. And the key to this is get your home inspection business listed everywhere on the internet you can, and then what happens is traffic will come to your website from other places, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Daily Motion or YouTube or Vimeo or wherever it happens to be. The directory listings is drive that traffic to your website. You own it, you control it, and then what happens is have that website written in a way or produced in a way that converts visitors into paying customers, and your phone will ring.
Right. Absolutely. And I think going direct to the public like this is, you know, again, just keeps getting more and more important all the time. Like you said, the agents are having less and less, you know, of a role in the buying process or selling process. We have done quite a few for sell by owners this year compared to, you know, this time last year. I can say that easily just because, you know, one of the savvy members made the comment, I think my dog could sell a house right now. And I think that's true, and I think a lot of you know, homeowners realize that. So why put out that 7% commission? You know, when the market's so hot, you can just put it out there yourself. Ask too much, and you'll get multiple offers and walk away with the best offer and not have an agent involved. I've seen it on the buying side as well. So and then, you know, you and I were talking about agents becoming more a la carte, where you don't just hire an agent and go through the whole process. Maybe you just hire them to help you find the home, or hire them to help you get through the closing part of it, or you know, just services like that being broken out a la carte. And I think that's going to be the trend. You know, I think the agent is losing their grip on the control of the complete, you know, from beginning to end process of the home buying process.
You and I both read the Premier Elite paid subscription for the real estate industry, and one of the things that we continue to see over and over is the trend that you can list your own home on the MLS for free. You can purchase a la carte services like you mentioned. With the Zillow and Trulia and some of the others, there isn't a home in your community you can't find on your own. So they are going away, and their role is going to be very, very different. I know that there's some talk about, are they really independent contractors, or should they be employees of the real estate firms? And if that happens, another giant shift or change happens. So Heraclides, the ancient Greek philosopher, said the only thing certain is change. Okay, so if you're going to continue to do business the old-fashioned way of, you know, calling on real estate agents, and 80 or 100% of your business comes from that, when those agents are no longer there to give you referrals, how are you going to make up those hundreds of lost units? That's the question.
And you know,
I'm sorry.
No, I just got to say, you know, that I think that the sad part about that is, whether we like it or not, I think agents are a driving force for us for inspections, because most people, you know, aren't even aware of home inspections or what the heck that is until they get with the agent. The agent says, oh, by the way, home inspection, and folks are like, you know, what's that all about? and we all know that the reason why agents are all about home inspections is one big fat reason, and that's liability, covering them. I'm sure that they would like for everyone to skip the home inspections and skip all those potential roadblocks that may cause. But for liability purposes, they always recommend the home inspection. So on the downside of that, I think as agents go away, we're going to lose that banner out there to have a home inspection done. So again, it becomes more and more important to be able to educate the home shoppers that are out there, and we've only got one way to reach them, and that's online.
That is so true. I want you guys to know that Coach William and I are not anti-real estate agent. We look at real estate agents in two distinct ways. One is top producers, one is non-top producers. And we're going to teach at the workshop some great top producer strategies. As a matter of fact, we're going to do a video about it a little bit later where we're talking about top producers. Those are the people you want. They're professional. They have lead generation systems in place. And if you think about top producers, you think about the ones that you have in your own referral center, then what happens is they're giving you quite a bit of business. And so don't think that we're any realtor, but we're just saying relying on real estate agents for the majority of your business leaves you very vulnerable. If you did a SWOT analysis, I wrote a couple of blog posts last week and introduced people to SWOT analysis and actually put one up there, an example that Coach William and I put together. The fact of the matter is that's an external threat, relying on real estate agents, and if it changes and they go away or their role changes significantly and you can't get that many referrals from them, you got a big gap in revenue to fill. So investing in your online presence, and that's what it is, an investment. We're going to teach you at the workshop the ins and outs, and going to give you a million hacks and things that you can go back with right now to improve your online presence after the workshop. So that was it. But we're not anti-real estate agent. We're going to continue to get business from top producers and solicit them until they're no longer available, and then of course while we're working on our online marketing as well. Anything else, Coach William, you want to say about online marketing? I know it works. You're a beneficiary of it.
Yeah, we keep trying to sharpen that saw and make it better and better. But yeah, I'm by no means am I anti-agent. They've made me very wealthy. And same with millennials, because Sherry gets on me all the time. Oh, it sounds like you're beating up on millennials, and please know that's not true. I have millennials here in my family. It's just it's a challenge for us, or I shouldn't say a challenge. It's another thing for us to be able to manage and be able to get our message through to. And it's just a new generation, a new way of communication and learning. And I think any millennial will tell you that they're proud of that. And I think it's awesome. But for us, old geezers here, we've got to keep up. And I think it's true for not just us, but anybody that's out there with a business trying to be successful. You've got to continually reach your target market. And millennials are the target market, and they have a different way of shopping. And so we have to meet that.
All of our kids are I have a lot of experience with millennials, and I will tell you, when we take a new client, wherever it is, U.S. or Canada, and we'll go in and research the market for their competitors. Who is it we have to knock off to get them in that position? And one of the things that I've seen as a trend, William, is this: the younger home inspectors embrace online way better than the older inspectors. And you and I both know the market is still predominantly older inspectors. Now, there's a lot of new people coming in, and we have tons of those members at the Savvy Inspector that say this is the way to do it. Being a marketer of home inspection services instead of just a home inspector allows you to have a successful business. But it is interesting. The older home inspectors don't embrace online marketing or going direct to the public as much. So these are the guys that are going to have to make a big mindset shift. Their mindset is like, ugh, I hate the internet, I hate Facebook, I wouldn't tweet if my life depended on it, this, that, and the other. Those are the guys who are going to lose out.
Right. And you got the flip side of that coin too. There's some Savvy members that I know, and I've got some competitors here in my area that would never ever try to market to a real estate agent. Wouldn't go in an agent's office, won't even speak to real estate agents, and yet they are still successful. So how are they getting the jobs? It has to be to the public. They have to be going direct to the public.
And I will tell you, a lot of them are getting their prior clients. They've done a very good job with marketing the prior client, and the prior clients, they've made them a brand fan, if you will, and the prior clients then are referring them to their friends and family. So there's a variety of ways. I just think you don't have to have an ethical compromise if you do business with real estate agents. When I owned Southern Home Inspection Services, we did over 35,000 home inspections, and we never compromised our integrity ever. We understood our fiduciary responsibility is to the client. Okay, we get that. Balance. And I think when you work with top producers, and we'll talk about them on another video, you have less of that you have to deal with.
I agree, and also with, you touched on them just before we jump off here, probably ought to say it, is that, price, when you're dealing with real estate agents, we all know that our price can be an issue. Okay, gosh, that seems high, or can we, so-and-so over here doesn't charge that much or whatever. But if you're going direct to the public and they convince themselves that you are the one for them, price is not a factor. I mean, to a point, the price becomes less and less of a factor when we've got 5 or 6 names on a list from a real estate agent that we found. Now, again, right back to what we said when we started this video is, it was about price because your name's on a list. But when they find you on their own, going direct to the public, you charge what you're worth, and I think people know that, you get what you pay for, and so price doesn't become the issue. And it's the same way for when they're out there looking for the real estate agent. You think they're out there looking for who's got the cheapest commission? I don't think so. They're looking for who can sell my home for the highest price, and the commission is not a factor in that. It's the criteria that they've listed about themselves to convince that client that they're the agent for them. It's the same for us.
And you cracked the nut right there, because here's the thing. Regardless of how the traffic gets there, you're not in the convincing business. You've laid out information on your website to allow the consumer to convince themselves that you're absolutely the inspector that can help them avoid the money pit. Okay, and so as a result of that, price is clearly a secondary consideration. So when you're on that list, they just think a Toyota's a Toyota. I'm just going to get one that's cheap, the cheapest price. So you'll never be a successful marketing directly to the public if your website doesn't convert visitors into paying customers. Okay, and it's not about that brochure, is it? It's not all about you, because the minute it's all about you and they can't figure out what's in it for them in 5 to 7 seconds, they back browser and go to the next person.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So don't just get a website. Get a website that converts visitors into paying customers. And at the Savvy Inspector, if you go to thesavvyinspector.com, on the homepage, we've got tons of information for free there that you can go and take a look at. We'd love to have you come and consume that content and leave us a comment or two. All right, Coach William, anything else on Going Direct? It's always one of the most popular breakout sessions, whether we're doing it at the Savvy Workshop or someplace else. A lot of times we have standing room only because a lot of people get this.
Right, right. And please know, this is nothing but a little sneak peek of some of the things we'll be talking about. We could talk about this all day.
We do a 3-day workshop on it.
Absolutely.
So that's it. All right, in the next video, oddly enough, we're going to be talking about top producer marketing. So see you in the next video.
See you.